In this video, we're going to install these Rennline screens. It's the one-piece screen from Rennline. That's the box it came in. And this car also has the third radiator. So I'm sure you've seen the three-piece screens that kind of fish in and have this little border that goes all around the vent opening, and I'm not really crazy about that. I really wanted a factory look. That's why I didn't bother to install anything. And I also really like being able to see the radiator back in there. I think that looks cool and really functional. But I was trading some messages with a buddy on Facebook, and he sent me a picture of his car, and he has these screens, and it looked amazing. It looked really factory and finished. And of course, it'll protect also. Let me get the bumper off. If you don't know how to do that, please look back through my videos, because I actually have a video on it. There's a bunch of videos on how to get this bumper off, and I can almost do it in my sleep. I've taken it off so many times between the radiator install and the camera install, which is right up there. And might have to modify this screen a little bit to work with that camera, but either way, we'll get it done, and I think it's gonna look great, so stay tuned. I've got the bumper off, and I positioned two screens before we get down into it. This is the nuts and bolts that you get for the center screen, and you get just screws for the outside. This side one is actually in the instructions. It's a different car. This car has a center brace in the middle, and mine doesn't. So here's a view of what it'll look like. What I did was I just taped them in there. Well, that one didn't stay, but you'll get an idea of what this is going to look like. I think I might have the wrong vents, so I'm gonna call Rennline tomorrow before I do anything and make sure that that I've got the right ones. We are a couple days later, and a phone call to Rennline. Let's just take a look here, and I'll show you what the dilemma is. And as you can see, there's a good inch here where this tab needs to come through. Or do you start on this side, wedge this down in here, and then work your way around, and down here you'll see it's almost touching. Now, I have yet to push this screen down in, but there needs to be room right here for the bottom of the cowling to go. So the top of the cowling goes on this clip right up here, and the bottom of the cowling, this cowling, fits right in here. So there's really nothing obvious about this. I'm going to, like I said, put the camera in a tripod here and just record manipulating the screen into place, and then making the decision of where to drill pilot holes and put screws. And I only want to do that once. While we're in here, I'll show you something about this car that is really kind of weird. So when this hood is closed, this hood always stood a little bit high compared to the bumper. And I was looking at another car the other day, and it doesn't do that. And by the way, it doesn't do that here either. I don't know if you can see my finger. Yeah, it's perfectly flat here. So it's the bumper that is actually set too low. This piece right here is really kind of flimsy. So I'm going to just give myself a little bit of leverage here and just bend this up a little bit. And what that'll do is cause the bumper to sit a little bit proud. And my bet is over time, this just got a little bit it got pressed down somehow. So I can't tell how straight it is from here, but what I can do is go ahead and push it back down once it's on. If I've gotten it too high. You know, you can't pull it up once the bumper's on, but you can pull it down. First off, I'm going to put the screen right up under this tab right here, and then I'm going to work my way around and kind of bend it to contour. You do need to bend these things quite a bit. I'm pretty sure that this just sits right in here like this. And then slowly I'm going to push down in the middle and get this thing to conform and ultimately what it's doing is it's just getting closer and closer to these ribs on the inside. The only trick here is to use multiple fingers or the palm of your hand to carefully bend it without leaving any dents in the screen. I'm going to put a few pilot holes right in this area here to get this thing screwed in, and we'll see how it goes. They give you 12 screws in one bag, so 6 and 6. I'm going to put my first hole right here. Now, I know that the other side of this is not visible, so I'm going to go as far over on the edge as I can, because I don't want to see any of this little silver screw here. This is the great debate is this. So, how far do I push this down in? And how much, or do I just snip this off? You know? I mean, that would clear up any kind of problem if I just snipped it. You know, it really kind of kills me to start cutting this thing because you'd think that it would fit, but I'm telling you it's not going to fit. This has to be flat here for the cowling right here to slide in right here. I mean, it has to be flat. So I'm going to start snipping and let's see what happens. So keep watching, because snipping this as I fumble my way through this side turned out to be the right decision. The other side went so much smoother. I don't know why Rennline claims this is the right part, but it really isn't until you reshape the thing like I've done here. All right, what I've done is basically just snipped the entire curved part away from the factory side. And incidentally, I think I said that these things are stainless. They are not. They are aluminum, and so they bend really easy. But what I'm able to do here is I'm able to reshape this. You can see here what I'm doing. I'm able to really quite easily reshape it. And, you know, make it fit. I mean, the first thing I had to do though was get this shape in. So, you know, if their intention was to reshape this, well, A+. They told me that it should fit, and I'm telling you it doesn't fit. So I'm going to make a cut here to clear this cord. So what I've done is I'm going to take a little bit off of right here and a little bit off of right here, because you can kind of anticipate how much you're going to need to be able to make that wrap, right? And you can see here now I can just bend this around. I'm just going to use this paint stir right here to help me shape. This paint stir turned out to be key. It's almost the same width as the opening where the cowling slides in, and it really enabled me to shape it around the opening perfectly. It's soft aluminum, but it'll rip up your fingers, and you can't really get your fingers down in there to take up the gap like you can with this paint stir. So if you don't have a paint stir, a 1/4 inch thick piece of wood would work. So for reference, I'm touching right here, and I followed somewhat of the curve of the car. I am very happy with this look. It is curved to the shape of the car and looks factory. I mean, it looks completely factory. I've got this just kind of wedged in here, but everything fits. So here's what it looks like with the screen. You can see that screw on the bottom, these two screws on the bottom, so those are gonna have to absolutely be painted, but it's perfectly contoured. This is what it looks like before, this is what it looks like after. And this, it's not seamed up yet properly, but bending that completely fixed the problem of the bumper being slightly below the hood. I decided to use new screws. I put a bunch of screws in a piece of cardboard here and painted it flat black. It's shiny because it's still wet. As soon as it dries, I'll swap out the screws down there that I was using. These have smaller heads, so I'm going to use more of them, but the head isn't so small that it slips through the screen. And this will fix the problem of being able to see them. So if I did somebody else's car, this would take literally 10 minutes. Just shape it, being careful not to put any dents in the aluminum screening, and then all you have to do is cut the bottom off. You cut the bottom of the factory bend off. Just follow the curve and position it in place. And then in a second here, you'll see I put a screw in to act as kind of a third hand. And once that screw is in place, it keeps the thing still so that you can use a piece of wood, or in this case, the paint stir, to just conform it all the way around the edges. So you cut the, look at how different. It's completely contoured. It's important that you keep this because this will add structural rigidity in between the screws because of the shape. Show you this, I just taped it up and sprayed everything that had a little shiny edge on it. Look, I missed one right there, so I'll go spray that. But anything with a shiny edge, I just shot with matte black. Both sides are done, and you can see the screws are positioned all the way around. 2 per clip, I guess is a good way to explain it, 2 per clip. And they both look great. I have decided to go ahead and screw the center screen on the top only, and then I'm going to kind of dry fit it. I've cut the hole for the front camera, and we'll see how that works. I don't know yet, but right now I'm just going to drill these 2 holes and get the nuts and bolts mounted. You'll never see them because it's on top. I just put these 2 screws and nuts in place, nuts and bolts. And what I think is going to happen is this lip right here will press against this and hold it in position. And then right here and right here will press against here, and it'll just kind of sandwich it in there. Here's where the camera is kind of sliding into position. I'm going to cut that back just a little bit further, and that camera should drop right in. As you can see, it's not perfectly centered yet, so that's the offset that you're seeing. This does appear that it's going to be sandwiched in there just fine, and I think it's going to hold. I'll see how sturdy it is. If you put the bumper back on and you really get a downward angle on it, you can get those clips in without having to pull on them. And overall, I think it's going to go back really good. Well, that was ridiculous, but it's back on, It looks amazing. All the clips are in the right spot. Now I just need to, I don't know how well you can see it. The sun really isn't cooperating right now, but that's what it looks like in now I just need to, so this project is done and they look fantastic. Let me give you a close-up view. You can't see any of the mounting screws or anything. The contour is perfect and there's no dents or, you know, unevenness about the contour of the screen. I can put my hand right back in here, so there's about that much room. My fingers are touching both the front and the back. So it really is positioned as if it was factory. The center looks fantastic. The camera came in perfectly. You can see these little screws here and here, but no screws on the bottom, of course, and it fits super tight. Right here, it's sandwiched in, and it's not going anywhere. It doesn't rattle. You know, I always didn't like the difference between these two plastics. This is like a textured finish, and this one here was shiny, and they just looked different. This looks really good. And of course, here's the other one, which looks identical. So I am thrilled with the way this came out, even though it was just a bunch of work that I didn't realize. It looks finished though. It doesn't look like just empty openings anymore. So to say I am thrilled is an understatement. Anyway, as always, thanks so much for watching. Please subscribe. I post new videos all the time, and I'd love to have you as a subscriber. So thanks. Stay tuned. See you next time.